Friends, welcome to this episode of Sridhar on Selling. They say there is a great lesson to be learned from failures. A wise man learns from other people's failures. Today I'm going to talk about some iconic brands in India which have failed, especially in the automobile sector. You guessed it right. The iconic Ambassador and Padmini. Ambassador, what a car. It was a family car. 8 people, 10 people, whatever, dirty roads, village roads, whatever you have, from Dudwala to Dulhan, it carried everybody. What happened? At one point of time, Ambassador had a staggering 70% market share. The other brand, Premier Padmini, used to enjoy 30 to 45% market share at different points of time. There were other small players like Standard Herald, the Mahindra Jeep, etc. But these were the two major players. What happened to these two? To them, they didn't belong to the customer belonged to them. They took things for granted. The world changed and they didn't even bother to look at it. Ambassador car was challenged by Maruti. People's mindset had changed. They wanted more fuel-efficient cars. They wanted better-looking cars. They wanted cars with good pickup. Maruti brought a new definition to transportation in this country. Ambassador was just caught napping and never woke up from that nap. Customer service, they didn't even know what it was. I personally can relate two things that happened to me, two incidents. I can tell you my own experience with Premier Padmini. I had got this car. Within a week, one evening when I was going with my wife and son, I changed gear and that lever that you used to change the gear was in my hand. Can you imagine the panic? I wrote to all and sundry in Premier, ran from pillar to post. It took about nearly a month to get it sorted out. Today it's unthinkable. You cannot really think of the rod that you used to change the gear coming in your hand. I remember seeing an interview with late Mr. Ratan Tata. He was talking about the shower test for cars. Have you heard of something called a shower test for cars? Mr. Ratan Tata was explaining about this. They do shower tests to ensure that there is no leakage in the car from the ceiling when it rains. He said such a thing is not done in Japan or Korea for the simple reason that it's very unlikely to happen. Cars are built in a way that they don't leak. So there has been a quantum jump in the customers' expectations from cars. Both Ambassador and Premier didn't react at all and just disappeared. Premier disappeared in 2000. Ambassador lingered till 2014 till it disappeared. The other incident I want to talk about Premier was I had booked an 118 NE, waited for 2 months and still couldn't get a color of my choice, and I had a white car which I didn't want at all. They couldn't be bothered. Now let's look at another more recent failure in the automobile sector. This was the much talked about Nano. Nano was the world's cheapest car. The word cheapest perhaps was its undoing. Nobody wanted to ride the cheapest car. They were looking for cars which was value for money. The general shift that was expected from two-wheeler riders to move on to this car didn't happen because there were other costs. The way Nano was priced, it was expected to attract a large section of two-wheeler riders. This didn't happen because the two-wheeler rider understood there were hidden costs in owning a car. Higher insurance, more petrol consumption, extra for parking, and so forth. So he didn't want it. In all these 3 cases, they had taken the customer for granted. The customer does his own calculation. The customer is, as I keep saying, quoting David Ogilvy, is your wife and my wife. The customer is very smart. Don't take him for granted. So dear friends, whenever you're planning to launch a new product or service, be customer centric. Be focused about the customer. What does he or she want? What is the price he or she will pay? Where would he or she buy it from? Keep all this in mind. For you to succeed, that's the only way. Don't be product centric. Don't prejudge the customer. Go to the customer, talk to them, find out what they want. Is there a gap? Are they going to pay the price I asked for? Thank you very much.